A protester in Minneapolis just admitted on camera that she's literally getting paid to be there. Not volunteering, not taking time off of work, getting paid to protest right now for Tim Walz in Minneapolis. So welcome back to the channel, and you're not going to believe what I'm about to show you, because while the media wants you to think that these ICE protests in Minneapolis are organic grassroots movements, just regular people that are concerned and want to show up, we've got video proof that some of these protesters are literally on the clock. So today we're examining this video evidence of what appears to be professional activism at its finest, or worst, depending on how you look at it. So here's what happened. Fox News host Laura Ingraham is on the ground in Minneapolis at the ICE facility, and she's talking to protesters with a simple question: do you have a job? Now this woman in a red jacket starts shouting, "Shame, shame, shame," over and over again. But then she actually answers Laura's question, and I quote, "I'm getting paid right now." Okay, time out. I'm sorry. You're getting paid to protest? So this isn't activism, this is employment. This is literally that lady's job, which raises a pretty obvious question. Who's writing these checks? Now let me give you some context here, because this protest just doesn't pop up out of nowhere. On Wednesday, according to law enforcement reports, a woman allegedly used her vehicle as a weapon during an ICE operation. She struck the federal agent, the agent fired back, and the lady didn't make it. President Trump said it looked like self-defense. But here's the interesting part. According to an expert named Brandy Shufutinsky at the Foundation of Defense and Democracies, these aren't random protests. She calls it, and I love this, the grievance industry. See, according to multiple investigative reports, there's an entire network of organizations out there, nonprofit foundations, activist groups, and according to public tax filings, some of them have budgets in the millions. And their whole job? Organizing protests. So the Democrats call them community organizers. But let's be honest about this. These are just paid employees that are creating the appearance of grassroots opposition. And get this, according to Breitbart News, after the Minneapolis shooting, protests popped up within multiple cities, all within hours. Minneapolis, Portland, New York, and Chicago. So does that sound spontaneous to you? Of course not. That level of coordination takes infrastructure. It takes funding. And according to that protester's own admission, it takes a paid staff. Now here's what really gets me. You want to know what they're protesting? According to the Department of Homeland Security, ICE has been arresting people with documented criminal records, DUI convictions, drug trafficking, money laundering, and narco-terrorism. So these people that are being targeted by ICE, they're not random deportations. According to ICE's own data, these are targeted operations based on criminal histories. And now someone is paying people to show up and block federal agents from removing convicted criminals from American communities. So just think about that for a second. Does that sound American? Oh, and it gets better. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is now calling for statewide protests against ICE.
To Minnesotans, I say this: I feel your anger. I'm angry. They want a show. We can't give it to them. We cannot. If you protest and express your First Amendment rights, please do so peacefully, as you always do. We can't give them what they want. The hearts and minds of the people in this state are on our side. To Americans, I ask you this: please stand with Minneapolis. To Minnesotans, know that our administration is going to stop at nothing to seek accountability and justice. The State Bureau of Criminal Apprehension are working on the investigation. We have activated the State Emergency Operations Center. State Patrol and Minnesota National Guard leadership is connected with the Minneapolis Police Department, the St. Paul Police Department, Hennepin County Sheriff's Office, the DNR, and Minnesota's Homeland Security and Emergency Management. We have activated dozens of members of the State Patrol's mobile response team. And from here on, I have a very simple message. We do not need any further help from the federal government. To Donald Trump and Kristi Noem, you've done enough. There's nothing more important than Minnesotan safety. I've issued a warning order to prepare the Minnesota National Guard. We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary. I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard troops are our National Guard troops. They're teachers in your community, they're business owners, they're construction professionals. They are Minnesotans. Minnesota will not allow our community to be used as a prop in a national political fight. We will not take the bait. We will continue to update you, Minnesota, as we get more information.
So you've got a governor that's encouraging these demonstrations. The same demonstrations where, according to video evidence, people are literally getting paychecks to show up. So let's take a second. Comment down below. Should these protesters have to disclose that they're getting paid? Let me know what you think. Yes or no? So here's the bottom line. This is the same network of people that are showing up at protests across the country. It's the same tactics, same coordination, and the same funding sources. We've all known this, but now we have this young lady saying, I'm getting paid right now. So I guess so much for this grassroots activism that the Democrat Party is so proud of. But here's the good news. Once Americans see this, and they are seeing through this, the whole game for the Democrats and their faux protests is over. Because according to the most recent polling data, most Americans actually support stronger immigration enforcement. These paid protests, they don't represent public opinion, they represent whoever's cutting the checks. And again, according to federal data, the ICE operations are working. They're removing convicted criminals, and crime stats show that this level of enforcement works. And no amount of paid protester blocking federal facilities is going to change that fact. All right, so here's what I need you to do. First, hit that like button below so that the YouTube algorithm can push this out to more people. Secondly, answer me this. Should these paid protesters have disclosures for the funding and who's paying for them to be there? Lastly, subscribe if you want to see more kinds of investigations and news just like this, because these demonstrators and the Democrat machine is just getting started. Evidence on this video, the admission, it's clear, and Americans can finally see what the faux Democrat Party really stands for. So thanks for watching, and again, as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.
We won! We won!